the Gemini controversy with Google.
This is the one I wanted to talk about.
Well, I know you do because
amazing.
Again, you're in the independent news business. You've got the best progressive newspaper clearly in the state. Tell me your take on this with Gemini controversy where God, it's like Google has lost their friggin' mind.
Well, they had to pump the brakes on Gemini. It's an AI image generator. It came up with black founding fathers, a female pope, Asian, German, Nazis. People asked for straight couples and they got pictures of gay couples. It is where the whole problem is that the way they said was, well, we missed the mark.
You think?
And then we overcompensated to show diversity.
They were representing female popes.
Right.
They were representing African American who were Nazi SS soldiers.
Right.
You think they might have gotten it wrong?
Well, no guardrails.
No guardrails.
The difference is, I think, in trying to read what Google posted on their website and look at it is they were so worried about gender diversity. So if someone put in CEO, that it wouldn't be all male CEOs, or whatever. But when you do that, when you start your Google search is about not what the world is, but what the world you want it to be. Your dream world.
So what they did, Rick, they hit the DEI button, right? Load DEI. They let the algorithms take it from there. The algorithms went crazy. And all of a sudden you have this garbage. Absolute garbage. Now they say, we can fix it. You can't fix this quickly. You agree with that?
Well, it's the same people who made it are going to fix it. And they rushed it. We know that. They rushed this. And it is all about the algorithm, Mike.
Yeah.
We know that. We know that just in ordinary searches. The people that get moved up in the search are the ones that have figured out how to rig the system or have paid to be higher in the system.
Isn't this an opportunity for Microsoft and Bing and Yahoo to at once, you have to do something about the reach of Google.
Right.
Google has become so strong that I don't think to go to Bing, and I will now, Microsoft or any of that. Those are great search sites. They really are good search sites. But Google has moved into this area to such that we allow them to do this kind of insanity.
Right.
Absolute insanity. Where if a child does a search, tell me about Nazi soldiers, and an African American soldier comes up with an SS insignia on the side of his helmet, or tell us about who the popes have been, and some female fabricated pope shows up. It's insanity in the way that we're trying to project ideas and concepts, isn't it?
It is, because we used to see, in the early days of the computer, we would get on a search engine and try to find really interesting websites because everything was new to us. We didn't, you would put in, if you were going somewhere, you'd put that location in and they would tell you, you would find fascinating websites that were different and it was fun and you trusted it.
How can you trust?
But you can't trust it now.
How can you trust Google now?
You can't.
After this story.
Right.
It's not just the AI, it's not just the Gemini issue. It's the site in general. How do we know what they're pushing or what they're throttling back? We know when we do stories, and I know you've seen the same thing, when we do a story that doesn't gel with their political concept, they throttle it back.
Right.
There's no question about it. They will throttle it back. And so how do we trust them at all as it is? Much less when we know now that their AI has gone frigging crazy in making stuff up.
Right.
Just absolutely making stuff up out of thin air.
Well, if that was your main source for getting information, you can't do it. But we're at this point, AI is generating a lot of things out there for news networks and for news websites that are totally clickbait and you have to go back to the source. But if Google is your source, you're already screwed.
Well, they count on people are stupid. That's what Google counts on.
Lazy.
No, lazy and stupid.
Okay.
And there may be a generation where when you see an African American soldier with an SS helmet on, God, I didn't know that happened. And all of a sudden, that's what they're believing.
Right.
But they don't seem overly upset about this, Rick. If you look at their responses, well, we didn't do it exactly right. You think?
Right.
We didn't do it exactly right. And then when you really test them on what they throttle back and what they push ahead, where it comes to politics. I mean, you know, they 5 days of hearings in Congress where it was very clear how they were throttling politics, you know?
Well, you know, they come back and, you know, the CEO says, well, we're not perfect, we're emerging technology. Yeah, but before you unleash it.
Yeah, Google's become a shallow bureaucratic train wreck, and they really have.
Well, they've all become very fat.
And the leadership there, somebody there's got to be a wake-up call and say, look, people want information. They don't want to be socialized a certain way. They don't want you making up crap and telling that this is truth in the world. Right. Rick, thanks for joining me. Okay?
It was fun. We'll have a discussion later.
That's all for this week, but all these segments are going to be posted right here on this channel in the coming week. Make sure you subscribe. I'm Mike Papantonio, and this has been America's Lawyer, where we tell you stories every week that corporate media won't tell you because their advertisers simply won't let them. They don't want to make the advertiser mad, so they don't tell this story on a pharmaceutical, on the weapons industry, on Wall Street, whatever it may be. Or their political contact is so Democrat or it's so Republican that they can't tell anything in the middle. They can't even tell you the story in the middle. We don't have that problem around here, as you've seen from this show, so we hope to see you next time.